Good evening, my friends. I don't drink beer often, but when I do, I prefer to drink it with DJ Stout. People often ask, when did you first fall in love with Doyle Stout Jr.? And this is what I tell them. It was AIGA that brought us together. It was exactly 18 years ago. He and I met in the mountains of Breckenridge, Colorado at an AIGA retreat. DJ was in charge of faxing the members of the Texas chapter of AIGA, and I was vice president of the Boston chapter. When we met, it was like long-lost brothers binding in brotherly comradeship, and each and every night we closed the bars, and he'll tell you about the many narrow fights we escaped. But in fact, I had first heard of DJ Stout as I had been subscribing to Texas Monthly since the late 1980s. And the reason I did so is so I could learn as much about Texas as I could before I moved here, to break up the Texas chapter, to help start the Austin chapter, that we could be here this evening with the Fellows Award to honor DJ Stout. All part of a plan. And in truth, by reading Texas Monthly, by looking at Texas Monthly, I was introduced to a brilliant designer who, with exquisite detail in typography or hand lettering or use of illustrators and photographers from near and far, he introduced not only the state, the region, but the country to some of the best publication design available. During DJ's last 2 years at Texas Monthly, we spoke regularly on our hikes and bikes along Barton Creek as he was being wooed by Pentagram. That was a decade ago, more than a decade ago now. He questioned the idea of whether he could rise to the challenge of being a partner, and it's clear now that he can. And as you can see, DJ has grown very comfortable with the role. What most of you don't realize is that back in 1999, when I was on the AIGA National Board, that's when we first started discussing the role of the Fellows Award, and it was instituted to help recognize the contributions, the significant contributions, not just the contributions, but the significant contributions made within the chapter context. So I have to admit, in good faith, that I have been practicing this speech now since 1999, this speech for DJ, and it's great significance for one of the great designers in our area. So, let me say, with no further ado, DJ, it's with great honor that I
Yo, DJ, I'm happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But David Camper makes some of the most significant contributions of all time. I love you, Grey Wolf.